overtime things.
Our overtime, our schedule's going up, which is good. I got a different job, but it's in the same department.
Tell me about it.
I will.
Good evening. It is 5:30, so we're going to call the regular meeting of the Ottumwa City Council to order. I would remind you to turn your cell phone to vibrate or silent, and then let's please all stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Amanda, would you go ahead and take the roll, please?
Councilmember Strebe.
Here.
Councilmember Dalby.
Here.
Councilmember Myers.
Here.
Councilmember Rowe.
Here.
Councilmember Stevens.
Here.
Mayor Lazio.
Here. Tonight, we're going to take the prerogative of the chair or change the order of the meeting a little bit. I'd like to introduce Fire Chief Tony Miller, who is going to introduce some of our fire people who are being recognized this evening. So, Tony, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Council. Thank you, City Administrator. This is something we started here 2 or 3 years ago because, come to the point in these guys' career, they're starting up the ladder of becoming officers. And we have 3 of our latest officers that we're going to honor tonight. What we've done is we've had them pick whoever they want to pin their badge on them, some who's meant something to them, some who's been very special in their life. And we're going to have a wide variety of people tonight. The first one we're going to introduce, Josh Chance, is one of our young guys. Josh has been on the department for 10.5 years. He is getting promoted to master firefighter. He has brought his daughter Bailey with him and his son Benjamin and his wife Sarah. Josh, for a young guy, has been to numerous National Fire Academy classes. National Fire Academy classes are the absolute best classes that we can take. We try to send guys out to Emmitsburg, Maryland as often as we can, as often as they get accepted. So Josh is our very first one, and he's going to have his daughter Bailey pin the badge on him. Our second promotion that we're doing is Josh Reynolds. Josh is an Ottumwa kid. He's been here his entire life. And Josh is going to have his grandpa Bob pin the badge on him tonight. Josh is married. He's got twin kids, Lori and Ethan. Josh started a program in the Ottumwa Fire Department many years ago. He went out to National Fire Academy out at Emmitsburg, and he brought this program back with him. Then anytime we have a structure fire in the city of Ottumwa, we canvass the area 2 or 3 blocks. Within a week, we canvass an area 2 or 3 blocks from where we had the fire. That's what Josh brought back from National Fire Academy. So this is a program to this day. We still do it. He's been with the department 16 plus years, and his grandpa Bob is going to have the honor of pinning his badge on him. Our final promotion we're going to have tonight is a guy that's been with the fire department for many, many years. He's been with the department 19 years. He's going to be pinned by his wife, Karen. Vince is, there's a lot of people in the fire department that do things to do things right. Vince is a young guy. He's been there 19 years, but he's done everything possible he could do to get this promotion to assistant chief. He has been to the National Fire Academy in Emmitsburg more than once. He's been to the National Train Center in Pueblo, Colorado. And he's taken about every leadership possible that he could take. He's taken in the last 2 to 3 years. He's taken these. And that's why he's here. He's going to make a great officer. He's been in the position for about a month or 2 months. And the things he's done already is pretty remarkable. And these guys here make my job a lot easier. And I thank them. I appreciate them getting the honor. And he's going to be pinned by his wife, Karen. That's all we have right now. In January of next year, we're going to have one of our assistant chiefs retire, so we'll be in this exact same position in about a year. And My hat's off to these guys.
Thank you all for coming, and we're very proud of you, and we're glad that you can do it here at the city council meeting, and we appreciate your service to the city and to the residents of Ottumwa. Okay, item B is our consent agenda. Amanda, would you start that, please?
Minutes from special meeting number 3 on January 31st and regular meeting number 4 on February 7th, 2017 is presented. Acknowledge January financial report and payment of bills as submitted by the Finance Department. Appointment of Connie Ferguson to the Historic Preservation Commission, term to expire January 1st, 2020 due to a vacancy. Set March 7th, 2017 as the date of a public hearing on the proposed adoption of the 2017-2018 city budget. Approve the purchase of a John Deere wide area mower in the sum of $49,630 from Sinclair Tractor in Ottumwa for the Parks Department, a budgeted item. Approve grant submission for an impaired driving grant from the Governor's Traffic Safety Bureau. Resolution number 1, 2017, approving the publication of a public notice soliciting competing proposals for the sale of real estate located within the city's Westgate urban renewal area adjacent to 918 Haines Street, Ottumwa, Iowa. Resolution number 6, 2017, authorizing the destruction of certain records according to the Code of Iowa 2015 as amended and the Iowa Municipal Records Manual. Resolution number 35, 2017, authorizing payment for renewal of the city liability and property insurance for March 16, 2017 until March 15, 2018 in the amount of $401,287.25. Resolution number 37, 2017, setting March 7th, 2017 as the date of a public hearing on the disposition of city-owned property located at 221 North Clay to Dan Oldfield. Beer and liquor applications for Tsunami's Nightclub, 305 East Main Street. Market on Main, 331 East Main Street with outdoor service area. Casey's General Store, number 1886, 504 West Mary Street. And Hy-Vee Drugstore, 1140 North Jefferson. All applications pending final inspections.
Move the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions?
I have a couple, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Councilman Rowe.
On item number 7, I just have a couple of questions, and I'm not exactly sure who to direct this to. Would this be for Jody possibly, or Joni? Okay. I had asked a little earlier, I was just wondering if you could clarify how long this property has been vacant, and also how many commercial and residential parcels that the city has currently on their inventory.
This property was acquired, it's old railroad right-of-way, and it was acquired from the railroad, I believe, in the early 1990s, and it's been sitting vacant ever since. But there's parcels all along both sides of the river that are abandoned railroad right-of-way. So, yeah, we've owned that for at least 25 years. As far as parcels that the city currently owns, I would say there would be well over 100 throughout the city, vacant lots, not counting placarded properties that we've acquired. But I would say at least more than 100. Jody's shaking her head yes.
And do we do anything to market those properties actively, or no?
Good evening, Jody. We'll recognize you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We make the list of some of those properties available online on the city's website. We have a list of vacant lots. We also have a list of properties that we've collected and distributed to the Economic Development Group in case anybody is interested in selections of parcels. Some of them are usable, easily usable. Some of them would take a bit of work, either dirt work, or we have some that are in a 100-year flood zone, so that would take extra work to develop. I don't know how active you believe that is, but we don't send them to a real estate agent or anything like that, but we do make sure that people know that we have them.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, take the roll.
Councilmember Strebe?
Yes.
Councilmember Dalby?
Yes.
Councilmember Myers?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Item C, I need approval for tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Councilmember Strebe?
Yes.
Councilmember Dalby?
Yes.
Councilmember Myers?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
At this time, I'd like to call on City Administrator Andy Morris to give us reports about activities here in the city.
Thank you, Mayor. Highlight the issues that are listed under reports. The very first item you'll see, we've set a community meeting date for March 8th at 6 p.m. This would be at Horace Mann Elementary School. As you may remember from last year, we started having community meetings at this time last year. Actually, our first meeting was in April. We don't have a particular time period in terms of the gap between them, but this will be our first one again to not only open up the meeting for discussion items, but in addition to that, we'll introduce a couple of items from staff. So again, March 8th, 6 p.m. at Horace Mann Elementary, and that will last 1 hour. The next item you see is a special council meeting set for February 28th, a week from this evening, in the council chamber to discuss brick streets and the sidewalk inspection program. You should have an item in your weekly report, which I have provided on both of those topics. The sidewalk inspection program is something that Larry Seals will go into in a little bit greater detail as to when the inspections were discontinued and then the process the city had to go through at times to delay this. One of the reasons being because of some CSO separation issues. Again, that will come up at that meeting on the 28th. That will be again at 5:30 here in the council chambers. The next item you see, item number 4, is the fire code inspection fees. There's been communication between myself and Chief Miller and staff regarding our inspection fee. I should say that singular, not plural, and that is bringing that fee up from presently where it stands at $35 to $50. If it's all right with you, Mayor, I'd like to have Chief Miller speak to this issue a little bit as a prelude.
Go ahead, Tony.
Thank you. The situation is we've got a lot of businesses in Ottumwa that have never ever been inspected. And what we would like to do as a two-part program here is start inspecting these businesses. Right now we inspect bars and restaurants, and that's what we inspect. The fee's $35 is the exact same fee we've had since we've implemented this 11 years ago. What we would like to do, if it's okay with you guys, is to start inspecting any business. I mean, anytime a business opens up, we have not had the privilege or the honor of going over there and inspecting them. So whatever they have in there, it goes. I'm asking the council to consider allowing us to go to any business in town to do an inspection, and then maybe in a year raise the fee from $35 to $50 because we've never increased the fees. I mean, we had a cell phone company open up in a garage here a while back, and we knew about it by driving down the street and seeing it. That's how we found out they had that. And we would like to make these businesses and these as safe as possible. And about the only way we'll be able to do that is by inspecting them.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor and Council, all things being equal, then we would bring that to the March 7th meeting for council consideration.
Okay. I think, Andy, you had one more, as I recall.
Yes, I do, unless you or the council members have any questions of the chief at this time.
We'll look forward to your report on the 7th.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Mayor. The last item is the chaplaincy program. Chief McAndrew is with us here this evening to give us an update on that program.
Good evening, Chief. You have the floor.
Mayor and Council. The Ottumwa Police Department initiated its chaplaincy program during the month of September 2015. The chaplains provide personal services to officers and their families in times of stress and difficulty, provide services to the community in times of personal or citywide crisis, and assist officers in addressing community issues while promoting community policing ideals. The chaplains are on call 24/7. The department currently has 2 police department chaplains, Reverend Jim Shrimplin of Wesley Methodist Church and Reverend Rick Bick of the New Life Center. Since the inception of the program, the chaplains have logged 600 hours of ride time. During this time, the chaplains have assisted the department's officers with domestic disputes, counseling, death notifications, funerals, and suicide calls. I've been very pleased with the efforts made by Jim and Rick. Their presence has an outstanding positive impact on our department and the citizens of Ottumwa. I recently requested feedback from all Ottumwa police personnel concerning the status of the program and received nothing but positive responses about the program. I've decided to continue the program. In order to support Jim and Rick, I've budgeted funds from our training line item to send them both to the International Conference of Police Chaplains being held in Newton, Iowa on March 8th and 9th of this year. I'd like to thank both Jim and Rick for volunteering their time and efforts to the police department and the citizens of Ottumwa. I have invited Jim and Rick to attend the council meeting tonight to address the council and to answer any questions the council may have for them. Jim was called away on his duties, so I've got Reverend Rick Pick here. If you've got any questions for him, and I think you'd like to say a few words.
Good evening. Go ahead, Rick.
Well, I've just considered it a real honor to be considered to do this, put a lot of time into it, developed a lot of relationships with the officers, learned the community more on how to not only relate to as a position as a pastor in the community, but being able to, I work with many other pastors, and being able to be aware and make them aware of things that are going on that they wouldn't normally see. So I'm real appreciative of it. As people always ask, is there anything special that stands out? I guess I was thinking about it here. I've been involved in a lot of domestic disputes where I've been able to help things out, teenage people, youth that, you know, I can speak to them the things that some of the officers can't say. But I think one of the best things that happened was when we first started it, and my first call was we talked to a young man out of committing suicide. He was on the bridge out here, was going to jump. And that made it all worthwhile right there, getting him his help. So with that, I just like, thanks for letting me do it. I appreciate it. And I thank you, Chief, for allowing us to do it.
Are there any questions from any of the council? Any comments?
Just a comment. Thanks, Chief, for bringing this back to life again. And from what I hear, it's very, very positive, like you said. And I think it's great that you're doing this. Appreciate the time that you spend on it, Pastor Rick. And I think it's very much appreciated and very much needed.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
Keep
welcome.
up the good
Thank you.
work. Thank you, Chief.
I don't have anything else. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Okay, item E on our agenda is a chance for any citizen to comment on any item on the agenda, if there's something you want to comment on. Seeing none, we'll move on.
This is the time, place, and date set for a public hearing on the plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimated cost for the Ray Street Culvert Project. I've received no objections on this item.
Go ahead, Larry.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Ray Street Bridge over the Jefferson Drainage Ditch is structurally deficient and currently has a load rating of 8 tons. This project will consist of replacing the bridge with a twin 8x6 box culvert. The project is scheduled to begin July of 2017.
This is a public hearing, and so if anyone wants to address this item, now is the time to step up. Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved. Second.
Thank you.
Councilmember Strebe?
Yes.
Councilmember Dalby?
Yes.
Councilmember Myers?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Resolution number 38, 2017, approving the plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimated cost for the Ray Street Culvert Project. Recommendation, pass and adopt resolution number 38, 2017.
Move the recommendation as presented.
Second. Thank you. Any questions for Larry? This is a budgeted item and no questions? Take the roll.
Councilmember Strebe?
Yes.
Councilmember Dalby?
Yes.
Councilmember Myers?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
This is the time, place, and date set for a public hearing on the plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimated cost for the sidewalk drop and detectable warning installation project 2017. I received no objections on this item.
Okay. Go ahead, Larry.
This is our 6th contract and consists of the installation of sidewalk drops and detectable warnings at various locations throughout the city of Ottumwa. The completion of these walk drops and detectable warnings will be a step towards compliance with the ADA transition plan. The transition plan was approved by council on August 7th, 2012. The city owned and maintained intersections are one portion of the ADA requirement. The overall project was estimated at $1,280,000 and is budgeted $120,000 each year until completed. Bids were received and opened by the City of Ottumwa on March 15th, 2017 at 2 p.m. and a bid report and bid award recommendation will be presented to the council at the meeting on the 21st, 2017, or a later date is determined by staff. We went ahead and listed the first 5 contracts and the amounts. So the total cost spent for construction to date is $422,097.99. This year on the intersections that we've selected is estimated at $111,775. We have $120,000 budgeted in the 2017 CIP.
Okay, this is also a public hearing. If there's anybody in the audience that wants to address this item. Seeing none, I entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So move.
Second.
Thank you.
Councilmember Strebe?
Yes.
Councilmember Dalby?
Yes.
Councilmember Myers?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Resolution number 39, 2017, approving the plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimated cost for the sidewalk drop and detectable warning installation project 2017. Recommendation, pass and adopt resolution number 39, 2017.
Move the recommendation as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions for Larry? I think, Larry, you've talked about this many times before. Going to be about a 10-year project, give or take.
Well, the preventive maintenance is probably, wait a second. Yeah, 10-year project.
Any questions? Hearing none, take the roll.
Councilmember Strebe?
Yes.
Councilmember Dalby?
Yes.
Councilmember Myers?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
This is the time, place, and date set for a public hearing on the plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimated cost for the HMA PCC Street Crack Repair Program 2017. I've received no objections on this item.
Go ahead, Larry.
This is one of our ongoing maintenance, annual maintenance programs. The intended purpose is to extend the life of either your pavement or your existing asphalt mat by sealing cracks, keeping moisture and non-compressible debris out of the cracks. We've listed all the streets that we intend to hit. This is a unit price contract, and what we do based on the bid per linear foot is run as many linear foot that we can do. We budget $50,000 out of the expanded street repair program each year for this program.
This is also a public hearing. If there's anybody that wants to address this item. Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Councilmember Strebe?
Yes.
Councilmember Dalby?
Yes.
Councilmember Myers?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Resolution number 41, 2017, approving the plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimated cost for the HMA PCC Street Crack Repair Program 2017. Recommendation, pass and adopt resolution number 41, 2017.
Is there a motion?
Move the recommendation as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions for Larry? Hearing none, take the roll.
Councilmember Strebe?
Yes.
Councilmember Dalby?
Yes.
Councilmember Myers?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Resolution number 40, 2017, approving the contract, bond, and certificate of insurance for the new Cambridge Court Sewer and Pump Station Elimination Project. Recommendation, pass and adopt resolution number 40, 2017.
Move the recommendation as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Larry, that's you again.
Attached are the required bond, certificate of insurance, and signed contract with Drish Construction of Fairfield, Iowa for the above referenced project, and they are now on file with the city clerk. The project was awarded February 7th, 2017, city council meeting in the amount of $107,262.35.
Any questions for Larry? Hearing none, take the roll.
Councilmember Strebe?
Yes.
Councilmember Dalby?
Yes.
Councilmember Myers?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Resolution number 42, 2017, approving change order number 1 and accepting the work as final and complete for the beach boiler replacement project. Recommendation, pass and adopt resolution number 42, 2017.
Move the recommendation as presented.
Second.
Thank you. We have Parks Director Gene Ratchey. Go ahead, Gene.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This project consists of removal of the existing and installation of new high-efficiency boiler, expansion tank, heat exchangers, actuator valves, isolation valves, temperature sensors, and associated piping for the heating the aquatic center and the water of the indoor pools. Change order number 1 consists of adding $725 to the contract amount for repair work requested on 2 recirculation heaters in the lobby area. Maher Plumbing and Heating has completed the above referenced work. This will authorize approval with final payment releasing all retainage in the amount of $5,669.10. The revised contract amount is $99,607.
Okay, any questions for Gene? Okay, take the roll.
Councilmember Strebe?
Yes.
Councilmember Dalby?
Yes.
Councilmember Myers?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Before you start the next resolution, I'd just like to compliment Gene. The beach floor looks really great, and the new water item has been well received by the children in our community, so good job.
Resolution number 43, 2017, approving the contract, bond, and certificate of insurance for the Jefferson Street Bridge repairs. Recommendation, pass and adopt resolution number 43, 2017.
Is there a motion?
Move the recommendation as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Go ahead, Larry.
Attached are the required bond, certificate of insurance, and signed contract with Kramer Associates, Inc. of Grimes, Iowa for the above referenced project and are now on file with the city clerk. Project was awarded February 7th, 2017, council meeting in the amount of $1,479,894.
Any questions? Any comments? Hearing none, take the roll.
Councilmember Strebe?
Yes.
Councilmember Dalby?
Yes.
Councilmember Myers?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Resolution number 44, 2017, approving change order number 2 for contract D for the beach renovations Phase 1 project. Recommendation, pass and adopt resolution number 44, 2017.
Move the recommendation as presented.
Second. Thank you. Good evening again, Gene. Go ahead.
The city council approved the contract in the amount of $140,824 to Christner Contracting of Ottumwa, Iowa through resolution number 251-2016 on October 18th, 2016 for contract D, general building repairs for the beach renovation Phase 1 project. Change order number 1 consists of replacing the pool lobby exterior doors and the lobby suspended ceiling and lights for $56,600. Change order number 2 consists of a deduction of $2,325 to reflect the actual cost of a pool vacuum for a $7,000 allowance included in the project, and an addition of $10,180 for replacing toilet partitions in the men's and women's restrooms and the men's locker room due to deterioration discovered while installing the flooring system. Total addition for change order number 2 is $7,855. Completion date remains May 19th, 2017. Currently, $700,000 is available for Phase 1 and $700,000 is available for Phase 2. The revised contract amount for contract D is $205,279. Revised contracted amounts, Phase 1, $665,515. And I just want to mention that city engineer Dwight Dolman has done a fantastic job with all this, all the way through the process. So we continue to work together with Dwight and our maintenance guy at the beach, Todd Nickel.
Very good. Any questions for Gene? Okay, take the roll.
Councilmember Strebe?
Yes.
Councilmember Dalby?
Yes.
Councilmember Myers?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
At this time, we always allow the public to make comments about any item of city business. Is there anyone that wants to address the council? I would make a comment. Connie, come on up. Yes. Come up and introduce yourself, please.
Connie Hammersley Wilson, Executive Director of the Ottumwa Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to introduce Tina Walker. She is the IJAG instructor at OHS, and with the Mayor's Diversity Network and with other leaders in the community, we are promoting a project that I'm going to allow Tina to share with you and tell you a little bit about what the IJAG students have been working on. And to notice I am wearing my pin that they'll be talking about. So, Tina.
Very good, thank you. I'm here today just to actually hand these pins over to Connie because my students have been putting them together, assembling them for the last couple weeks. They're kind of a process. You have to split it apart and then put the beads on and then push them back together. So it's kind of an assembly process. It teaches them coping skills and teamwork and all kinds of things. Some words were said that maybe shouldn't have been said, but we had to correct that. The students did put them, about 200 of them together. They are to represent like togetherness in our community and just getting along. And I just think it's a great project for these kids because you know, that's what they really want. They just want to be accepted into the community and for what their strengths are. And so we're so excited to be done with these. And but we're also excited to wear them. So whenever she's ready to do the project of turning that over, then we'll be ready to hand them out. And hopefully everybody in the city will get to see people wearing them that represent safety in our community. In conjunction to that, this is my daughter modeling today because some of my students have been really busy working. This is a shirt that is designed by some of my students to kind of help promote the pins. It says, I have a dream. We kind of started it right around Martin Luther King Day, but on there it also says peace and equality, but we wanted to make it authentic and personal to other people. So we left one cloud that was empty for people to go ahead and write what their dream is, whether it could be anything that they want. But then on the back, you see it says our future is safety depends on us. It's kind of togetherness and that kind of type of thing again. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Connie, for bringing her here tonight.
And I'd like to give these to anybody tonight who would like to have them. So I would like you to
Great.
please wear them proudly. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else that I might have overlooked? I would make a comment, and I think tonight's a good example. We had some people in the audience, but there are a number of people who monitor the proceedings of the council on GoTV, and I think I'm hearing good comments now that the sound and picture are both better. So there are people who pay attention to this, even if they're not in our audience. Another comment I would make, I've had numerous calls and some emails about property located at 2420 North Court here in town, and residents who are bounded by Elmdale and Northview have expressed concern about what's happening at that property. We've referred that to our city attorney and to our planning and inspections department. And after they research the situation, we'll take appropriate action. There's just a lot of concerns up there. And then also for council, there is going to be an ECIC meeting here in town. Well, it's actually going to be in Oskaloosa, March 2nd. And usually Andy and I go to those. If anybody else, Amanda sometimes go. Matt's been at several of those. We'll carpool up there, and it's a good chance to interact with other city council from around the area. So if any of you are interested, please let us know. And then last, we also are taking care of the semi-trailers that are parked on the corner of Main and Green Street. And again, Jody's department has taken appropriate action. And so hopefully that will get resolved here. We've had a number of people ask about how long we're going to leave those there. So just wanted to share that with people. Anything else from any of the council members? Anything you want to be sure is on our agenda? Okay, if not, I'd take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Councilmember Strebe?
Yes.
Councilmember Dalby?
Yes.
Councilmember Myers?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
That will conclude the meeting at 6:04. Thank you all very much and have a good evening.